Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Suffolk Crunch, the Sunday sit down. No Sunday stroll today. I've been way too busy this morning, painting, shopping, clearing out rubbish, dog walk, out soon for Christmas dinner. So I thought I'd sit down in front of the Christmas tree and we'll do the Sunday sit down today. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button. We're looking to get to 10K. And also, as it was a 4-0 defeat yesterday to the Geordies, we will go for 400 likes. So if you're a Town fan, if you're a Newcastle fan, welcome in the Geordies. For your fans were absolutely top draw yesterday. Top draw on the pitch, top draw off the pitch. So yeah, we're going for 400 likes. Share it with your friends. But we do one of these after every Ipswich Town game. And the next one will be next. I'll probably do it Sunday after Arsenal on the Friday night. But yeah, Town took on Eddie Howe's Newcastle yesterday, looking to go back-to-back after the late show at Molineux. Firstly, we were missing Liam Delap, who, if you listen to Kieran's press conference on Friday, when they were talking about the yellow card that he received and the nonsense that the referee come up with, that someone from both sides has to be booked if there's a melee, which I've never heard anything so ridiculous in all my life. So Delap took the hit there. Yeah, Cunha from Wolves, he can elbow a security man in the head. He can rip his glasses off his head, and he's still free to play today, as far as I know, against Leicester. So FA doing what the FA does as usual, making it up as you go along. Shambles. Anyway, one change. Obviously, Delap out suspended. Sammy Smodics came in and took up the number 9. Was it a false 9? Not quite sure because it didn't work, whatever it was in the first half. But yeah, we went into the game looking to go back-to-back, looking for that first win at Portman Road in the Premier League. And we came out on the wrong end of an absolute hiding yesterday. But we'll get into what happened and what we could have done and what we maybe should have done. But anyway, yeah, firstly, small margins in football, small details. We couldn't even get the kickoff right yesterday. We win the kickoff. So normally if we win the kickoff, the ball will go back to the defender, probably normally like Wolfie if he plays on the right, or O'Shea. Ping diagonal, right to left, out to the left-hand side, they're right back. And someone will challenge for a header, maybe try and get a throw-in down by their corner flag. So Wes Burns goes over to the left-hand side to start with, and I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to go long diagonal that side. For some unknown reason, Connor Chaplin just kicks the ball out on the right-hand side, trying to pass it to Amari, and it didn't get a lot better from then. Wes and Amari are trying to sort of switch positions as the ball go long diagonal into Jacob Murphy. Cross into the box. Morsey sort of half clears it away. Isak lashes it in. Muric gets his hand to it. It's 1-0. Flag up. We think, yay, we got away with one here. Longer the VAR check went on. We all knew what was going to happen. Very, very marginal. Look, we all want more goals in the game, and I think it's onside. He's level just about, so I haven't got a problem with that. What I have got a problem with is how Town's set up. Leif Davis miles up the pitch. It's like football suicide after 30 seconds. I mean, what are we doing? We're playing a team that have obviously got better players than us. We're at home, and I know you want to play on the front foot, but you've got to be a little bit more sensible. Shocking start. I think that's the 4th time this season we've conceded within the first 5 minutes. And when you're playing teams that are better than you, got better players, you cannot be giving these teams a head start. And we did. And we struggled for the next 10 minutes. But then we found our way into the game. I thought Kajust in the midfield was looking good, getting on the ball. Amari struggled yesterday. He was obviously took off at half-time, but he really struggled. And when you're playing a top team like this, we need him on top of his game like he was against United. The one chance we had was nice through ball by Chaplin and Smodics. Yeah, I think the keeper closes him down, Dubravka, very, very well. Chance are gone, and then Newcastle go 2 up. Chaplin makes a half-hearted sort of tackle in the middle of our half. I mean, Connor Chaplin, we all love him, right? On the ball, I think he's a really good player. Off the ball, as a 10, absolute passenger, cannot tackle. And for me, yesterday, we'll get on to what we could have done. I would have played an extra midfielder. I did say this isn't in hindsight. I said it before the season started. In certain games, when you're not going to dominate the ball, you need an extra body in there. And I think yesterday it was glaringly obvious that we did, and we didn't do it because they had 3 in there, and we had a 2 of Morsey and Cajuste. And for a lot of the game, we were chasing shadows. Bruno, Gimaresh and Tonali absolutely run the midfield. Look, these are top players, no doubt about that. But I think sometimes we all want to play how we played in League One and the Championship. But I think sometimes you need to be more adaptable. Maybe Kieran needs to learn. You know, that's not me telling him how to do his job. That's just a fan opinion. But yeah, it goes into, this is the second goal, into Anthony Gordon. Comes across the box, goes past. There is 4 Town players that do not make a challenge. Into Murphy. He can take a touch. He can have a cup of tea. He can light a cigar, and he blasts it in off the crossbar. It's 2-0. And the writing was on the wall then. Third goal. Shall we talk about it? Do we have to talk about it? It's a shambles. Now, I know everyone's pinning it on Muric, and I do get that. And sometimes you have to manage the situation. What I will say is people saying, I just launch up the field. We've done that several times in the first half. We've got no physicality up there, so the ball keeps coming straight back. So do you want to just give it away? That's a question for the comments. When I see it at first, I thought, you shouldn't be passing there. But when I see it back, I don't think it's a great... Cajuste shows for the ball, right? He's being closed down by Gimaresh. He's right up his backside. And I think he takes a poor touch, tries to spin away from him and loses the ball. So everyone's going to pin it on Muric, which I do get. And you probably have to pick your time for when you're going to play there. You're like 2 minutes from half time. Maybe you do have to be a little bit more pragmatic. You're going in at 2-0 down, it's hard enough. 3-0, it's game over. And then it goes to Isak, and he slots it away. He'll never get an easier goal this season. It's 3-0 going into half-time. We make a change at half-time. Ali Al-Hamadi comes on for Amari, and I thought, to be fair to him, I thought he done okay in the second half. But, and this is where I'll be quite critical of Ashton and the recruitment team. They've got loads of stuff right, but not recruiting another striker. It's really hampered us. George Hurst, great player, always likely to pick up an injury. Liam Delap, obviously, young striker, lot to pin on the shoulders of our hopes this season on him. And to be left with a guy who was playing in League 2 last season for AFC Wimbledon, in the Premier League, in the top flight, I think we've got that massively, massively wrong. And I don't want to moan too much, but I think that's a glaring error that we chased Armando Broja, and I know he's been injured. He's only just come back to fitness, but we should have looked somewhere else. You know, we shouldn't be hampering ourselves like this, but hopefully in January it will be addressed. But yeah, going in at 3-0, it was sort of damage limitations when it's second half. And Newcastle get a 4th, way too easy. Jacob Murphy can backheel it into Isak. And really, if you look at the game as a whole, Town got away there with a 4-0. They really did. It could have been 6-7, easy. You're there at half-time thinking this could get really, really messy. And there's not many players really that come out with any credit yesterday on that pitch for Town. You do have to look at the levels. The levels of Newcastle and the levels of Town, they're polar opposites. Town have still got 6 players started yesterday and played in League One. Nathan Broadhead come on, played in League One. I hear a lot of people saying Nathan Broadhead done well when he came on yesterday, and he did do quite well. But I'm not really judging someone when they come on and the game's 4-0 because the game's gone then. But you've got Jack Taylor who played in League One, Ali Al-Hamadi was playing in League 2. You've got 9 players there who played in League 1 and League 2. You're playing against Gimaresh, Tonali, Anthony Gordon, Jacob Murphy, Isak. Look, the name, you just had to look at when they made the subs yesterday, and they got Harvey Barnes was coming on, Almiron coming on, players like that quality. That we are way off it when it comes to the levels. And when you're giving away goals after 30 seconds, you're giving away goals literally bang on half time. We made it easy for them yesterday, I think. Newcastle are better than us. I've got no question of that. But we did make it easy for them. But saying that, I thought they were top class. I thought they pressed us, passed the ball so well. I mean, the 1 second half when they had 3 or 4 passes, I think it went out to Lewis Hall, who I thought was excellent yesterday at left back, and you can see why he's ahead of Leif Davis playing for England. He crosses it in. Bruno hits the post. I mean, that would have been a great goal as a neutral. And I know, look, we've all got blue shirts on, and we all want Town to do well. But sometimes you do have to hold your hands up and just say the opposition were better than us on the day. I've seen people now questioning McKenna. Is he good enough? Should he go? Has he taken us as far as we can go? All absolute fucking nonsense. Sorry for my industrial language. I think that's absolutely talking. I can't get my head around that. I cannot get my head around that. And I know people yesterday were moaning about people leaving early. I get that. I'd never leave early. People can do what they want. You know, people pay for the ticket, but we all know that a lot of people only want to watch Town when they're doing well, and now they've started losing a few games. The old grumbles are coming out. Just realise that 2 or 3 years ago, we're losing at home to teams like Fleetwood. We're getting dicked by Rotherham on a Tuesday night, 2-0, and we didn't even get a kick of the ball. So be disappointed, yeah. Be disappointed, and try and be critical, but in a constructive way. Some of the comments I've seen on the socials about Muric, you might not be a fan of him, but just overstepping the mark. Should Muric be the goalkeeper for Town against Arsenal? He probably will. I think we've come so far now. I don't see Christian Walton playing, because Christian Walton, he wasn't the option at the start of the season. So now I think if you bring him in, I think he's on a hide into nothing. Did Town get it right in the recruitment in the summer with Muric? Probably not. You know, people now can question the recruitment. Were they good enough? Look, we spent 100 million. I don't really know what people really expected. You know, we could easily spend another 100 million, quite easily, and still not be good enough. You know, it's for me, we've got to this part. We've got to the Premier League where we all want to be, and we probably got here too early. And you're going to have to take defeats like yesterday on the chin. You know, if you're not in it for the long run, you know, I'm just sorry, but you're going to have to be realistic to know you're playing Arsenal and Chelsea in the next 2 games. You could get 2 spankings there, but you just got to stick with them. Stick with them. January will come. We can see what recruitment we can do then, but it's a massive, massive leap from the Championship to the Premier League. You know, we all were delighted in May on the pitch, in the town, you know, but a few months on, we've had a few defeats. You just got to stick with it now, because this isn't unexpected to me. You know, did I expect us to be struggling in the Premier League? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I'm realistic enough to know that the job that McKenna's done, the job that Ashton had done, they've done so well. But there's still so much more work to do, and it might take a relegation for Town to come again, to grow again. You know, it's not the end of the world if we get relegated this season. The club are going to be in a massively better position than we were 5 years ago. And I know I'm not being defeatist. I'm just being realistic enough to know that could happen at the end of the season. If it happens, it happens. You look at the top of the Championship, Sheffield United and Burnley. They were absolutely woeful last season. They're up the top. So if Town go down, and there'll be players like Jack Clark and Jacob Greaves and some of the players now you think, oh, they spent a lot of money on them. They might be stars for Town in the Championship, helping us get back up. It's not a short term for me. It's look at the bigger picture. Stadium renovations, new car park going in, which I'll see that on Friday. I'd much prefer Town to build a new fan zone. Maybe that's further down the line, because I think the fan zone at the minute is a bit sort of League One. We've got a couple of marquees and everyone stands outside in the cold. But yeah, other than that, look, don't be too doom and gloom. You know, we're sitting third bottom. I know it's painful. You sit there yesterday sometimes, like I say, hold your hands up and say you were just beaten by a better team. Maybe there's tweaks we could do. There's a formation change here and there. But ultimately, the players we have got aren't good enough for Premier League football. You know, that's just me being realistic of what I see with my eyes. And it's like, I was talking to my mate Cole last night, and he was talking about they signed Muric and they use this data thing. The best test of any player for me, and like he said, is the eye test. Muric, we were told by Burnley fans, good goalkeeper in there, he's got a mistake in him. Was he culpable yesterday? Not 100% he wasn't for me, because I think Kajus, like I say, makes a bad touch. Should he play that pass in the first place? That's up to debate. But don't moan when things go wrong and then we score a goal 20 passes later that started with a goalkeeper. So there you go. We've got to take it on the chin. We've got to move on to Arsenal on Friday night at the Emirates at 8:15. Then we got Chelsea, last game before Christmas at Portman Road. Two big games, two games that the fans should enjoy. Do we expect to get much out of these two? I don't, if I'm being brutally honest. But in football, you do never know. Who thought Everton to go to Arsenal and get a 0-0 draw? I'm not saying Town are going to, because you've only got to look at yesterday, and we all moan about Town not being good enough. Crystal Palace, who have a seasoned Premier League team, got absolutely dipped 5-1 at home to Arsenal. So this is the league we're in. This is a standard that we're playing against, and we've just got to do our best. And if our best isn't good enough, so be it. But anybody saying yesterday that there was no effort from Town and we were shit and all this, I'm not having that. We were just beaten on the day by a better team. Fair play, like I say, to Newcastle. Fair play to their fans. Eddie Howe was really complimentary in the post-match. The fans have been really complimentary at the stadium and the atmosphere on the socials. I know it's easy when you win. I do get that. But Newcastle are a really good football club. Obviously, the links there with Sir Bobby. So I'm really hoping that maybe they could get some silverware this season. They're in the Carabao Cup, obviously the semi-final. Not won anything since the 50s, so it'd be really nice if someone different actually won a trophy. But yeah, fair play to Newcastle, fair play to their fans. Good luck for the rest of the season, and let's see what we can do at Arsenal. But there will be a match preview up before the Arsenal game. But Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support. 400 likes. Come on, it's Christmas. Give it a like. Subscribe. And Merry Christmas. And as we say, follow the town, up or down. See you later.